The movie opens and introduces us to Jerry Shepard, who works as a guide at an Antarctic research base. Jerry also has 8 dogs here, whom he loves very much, and these dogs love Jerry just as much. All the dogs obey Jerry's commands. One day, a scientist named Dr. Davis arrives at the research base from the Earth and Space Organization. He explains that he needs to go to Mount Melbourne. Apparently, a meteorite had fallen near Mount Melbourne, and he wants to go there to investigate it. Jerry says, "It's the last month of January and the weather's quite bad, and this place is twice as far from here." Jerry Sr. says, "Doctor, Davis has come a long way, and his project is very important, so we should help him." Jerry agrees but adds, "Because of the bad weather, we can't go there by snowmobile, so we'll have to go with the dogs." Now at night, Jerry goes to his dogs. Maya and Max both lead the team. Jerry affectionately calls Maya his daughter. Jerry tells them, "Just one last trip. After this, we'll all go home." The next morning, Jerry, with his dogs, sets off for Mount Melbourne with Dr. Davis. This journey was going to be long and dangerous. The 2 dogs, Maya and Max, were leading this arduous journey. After traveling some distance, they encounter a very icy plain. They don't know how thick the ice layer is, so Jerry proceeds carefully, checking the ice's thickness. Meanwhile, Davis was moving forward with the dog sled. But then Jerry realizes that the ice layer ahead is thin, and at that moment, the dog's coordination falters, and the dog's sled breaks through the thin ice layer, falling into the ice. Davis was also caught in it, but before he could fall into the crevasse and die, Jerry somehow manages to save Davis with the help of his dogs. Now, as night falls, they both set up camp there, and the next morning, they continue their journey. Finally, after walking continuously for half a day, they both reach very close to Mount Melbourne. They become quite happy seeing it because it is quite beautiful. Over at the base camp, they receive a call from the weather department. They inform them that a very severe storm is approaching from the south, so everyone there should evacuate the base camp as soon as possible and return. Jerry Sr. relays this news to him, telling him they need to return to base camp quickly because they have to leave the area. Jerry conveys this news to Dr. Davis, saying, "We have to leave here tomorrow morning." Upon hearing this, Dr. Davis tells Jerry, "I've traveled thousands of kilometers to find that meteorite. I don't want to leave this work unfinished. Once that meteorite is found, many unsolved mysteries of science will be uncovered, which will prove very useful for our human race." Jerry didn't want to go towards Mount Melbourne, but due to Dr. Davis's persistence, Jerry agrees, saying, "Okay, I'll give you half a day more." The next morning, they both leave the dogs below and start climbing the hills of Mount Melbourne to find that meteorite. They try very hard to find the meteorite, but they don't find it, so they become disappointed, and their time was also running out. But then, suddenly, Dr. Davis's eyes fall on a small stone. That stone is nothing but the meteorite itself. Seeing this, both of them become very happy, and now they both start walking back towards the base camp. On the way, Jerry suddenly notices that one of his dogs has an injured paw, so he stops there to bandage it. Meanwhile, Davis is trying to get information about the storm by calling the base camp. Davis, talking on the phone, gets very close to an icy crevasse, and then suddenly his foot slips and he falls deep into the crevasse. When Jerry asks him, Davis says that his leg bone is broken, so he can't climb up. Jerry tells him, "Don't move from there because the ice layer is quite thin." And then cracks begin to appear in that ice layer. And in no time, that layer of ice breaks, and Davis starts to drown in the icy cold water. Jerry says, "Don't move. Just hold on to a piece of ice. I'm coming to save you." Now, Jerry quickly takes his dogs and descends, but due to the cracks in the ice, he cannot go forward to save Davis himself. So he gives a rope to his beloved dog, Maya, to take to Davis. Maya very carefully gets the rope to Davis. Davis clutches it in his hand. After this, all the dogs together pull Davis out of the icy water. Davis's condition had become very bad, so Jerry covers him well on the sled. And then he tells his beloved dog, Maya, "Maya, you will take us home." Maya understands Jerry's words, and then she, along with all her companions, pulls the sled forward towards the base camp. The storm that was predicted had begun. Everyone at the camp was quite worried for these people, fearing they might get into trouble. Jerry's friend Kate tells her senior, "I'm going to find Jerry." To this, her senior replies, "It's no use because the storm has become so strong that you won't be able to see anything clearly." After hearing this, Kate becomes very sad, and as soon as she goes near the window, she sees that Jerry has returned with Davis and his dogs. Seeing this, everyone rushes outside and brings them all inside the camp. Jerry and Davis's condition had become very bad, so the senior there tells everyone, "We need to admit both of them to the hospital as soon as possible, so prepare the plane quickly." Jerry asks, "What about my dogs?" The senior says, "There's not enough space in the plane for all of us to fly out together. But don't worry, after dropping us off, Kate will come back here and rescue your dogs and bring them to you. However, Jerry's heart doesn't agree. He didn't want to leave his dogs alone there because all those dogs were like his own children, whom he loved very much. But Davis, in his own condition, were very critical. It was possible that both of them might even need amputations. Seeing this, Jerry has to accept his senior's words. Now, before leaving, Jerry firmly chains all his dogs so that when Kate comes to pick them up, she doesn't have any difficulty finding them. And then before leaving, he tells all his dogs, "We will be together very soon. I will wait for you all." Now we see Jerry in the hospital, where he regains consciousness one day later because his health was very poor. He asks Cooper, "Where is everyone?" Cooper says, "Everyone is fine." Then Jerry asks, "Where are my dogs? Are they all okay?" Jerry's friend says, "All the dogs are still there. The weather there has become very bad after we left, due to which all flights to that line have been canceled. So your dogs have not been brought back from there." Upon hearing this, Jerry is shocked, and despite his poor health, he goes outside. He meets Kate there. He tells Kate, "How quickly can we get there?" Kate says, "No one is allowed to go there right now because the weather is very bad. We can only go there after winter ends." After hearing this, Jerry becomes very distressed because he knows that all his dogs are strongly chained, and if he doesn't go to save them as soon as possible, all his dogs will die. But Jerry's not ready for this. So now he quickly runs to the commander and tells him, "I need a plane to go to the base camp because not everyone has been evacuated from there." The commander says, "I gave orders to evacuate everyone." Jerry says, "No, my 8 dogs are still stuck there." To this, the commander says, "We have to rescue 200 people within 2 days and take them to a safe place because another storm is rapidly approaching us and we don't have enough supplies to stay here for much longer. I can't do anything for you. I'm sorry." Now Jerry goes to Washington and tries to get a loan from the bank so that he can hire a private jet with that money and rescue his dogs from Antarctica. But the bank takes a long time to give him the money, and they also inform him that all teams going to Antarctica have been canceled because such a storm has never occurred in 25 years. Over in Antarctica, we see Jerry's dogs, where a whole week had passed since they were chained there. They were hungry and thirsty, waiting for Jerry to come. And now that storm had intensified there. Due to this, a flag hoisted there begins to flap violently. Seeing this, all the dogs start barking loudly, and in a short while, the flag tears due to the strong wind and falls down. Seeing that flag flying, all the dogs become active, running after it as if they were chasing a ball to play with it. One day, these dogs spot a bird there, which makes all the dogs very happy because 15 days had passed, and none of them had eaten anything. So all the dogs chase after that bird, but Jack, who was the oldest among them, does not go with them. Maya tries very hard to take him with her, but he just sits there. Now, as they all chase that bird and move forward, they find many more birds there, and now altogether, they hunt them and finally fill their stomachs after many days. Over there, we see Jerry, who is trying to ask for help from his friends and family, but no one helps him. Then suddenly, Jerry remembers Dr. Davis, and he starts thinking that his dog saved Davis's life. Maybe he can help him in this. So he goes to Dr. Davis and tells him, "All my dogs are stuck there. I can't sleep at night. I'm tired of trying, but there's no hope of help from anywhere. You have good connections with the Science Fund people. If I could get some help from there, I could save my children. Only 1 week is left before winter begins. After that, no one will be able to go there." Davis says, "No one will help you without any benefit. And even if you go there, it will be useless because you know that the temperature there is below -50 degrees and many days have passed. So it's better if you forget them." To this, Jerry says, "Can you forget their favor?" And here Jerry is met with disappointment. He is quite broken because no help was coming from anywhere. He misses his dogs very much because those dogs were Jerry's family. Over there, we see those dogs who had survived there for a full 50 days. And in these 50 days, they had all moved quite far from the base camp. One day, one of the dogs falls down a hill and cannot get up. So all the dogs come and sleep near him at night. And when they wake up the next morning, they see that the dog has died. So all the dogs start leaving one by one, but Max doesn't go with them. He stays there for a while. But after some time, when he tries to follow his companions, the path is completely engulfed by a snowstorm. And it is here that Max gets separated from his companions. But now he doesn't go forward. He returns towards his base camp, where Jerry had tied them all. Over there, we see the 5 dogs who continue to move forward, and on the way they find a base camp, which was Russian. There they find a lot of food, which all 5 dogs eat to their fill and rest there. Meanwhile, Max returns to his base camp, but the base camp here was completely locked, due to which he doesn't find any food. He had been hungry for many days, so he goes a little further from there to look for food, and finally he sees a large dead whale. Now as Max moves forward to eat that whale, a seal comes out from inside the whale and starts attacking Max. Max somehow saves his life and runs away from there. But then Max realizes that someone is around him, and then he sees all his friends who were there. Seeing his friends there, Max gains courage. Now he goes back to that whale and takes a piece of its meat and starts running from there. Seeing this, the seal angrily chases after him. Max did this so that his friends could also take advantage of this opportunity and eat their fill. And that's exactly what happens. The 5 dogs together start eating that dead whale. But then the seal comes back there and attacks Maya, badly injuring Maya's leg. Seeing this, all the dogs attack the seal one by one, due to which the seal goes back under the ice. Now, even though Maya's leg was injured, she still joins her companions in eating that whale to satisfy her hunger. Over there, we see Jerry, for whom a full 5 months had passed since he was separated from his dogs. But even today, he was still trying to reach his dogs. After 5 months, no one had come forward to help him. So he prepares to go to his dogs himself. He has no support of any kind, but he still wanted to make his last attempt. So to reach his dogs, he goes halfway, meaning to New Zealand. But no one there is ready to take him further, which disappoints Jerry. But as they say, those who try never lose, and that's exactly what happens with Jerry. In fact, Jerry's friend Cooper, pilot Kate, and also Dr. Davis had come there to help Jerry. Seeing these 3 there to help him, Jerry's joy knows no bounds. Dr. Davis was funding all of Jerry's efforts for this work. Now these people move forward from there by helicopter, but such a long journey could not be covered by helicopter. So these people land on a ship, but 100 miles before the place they had to reach, the ship gets stuck between icebergs and cannot move forward, and their journey stops here. They don't even have enough fuel to reach the base camp by helicopter and come back here. Although everyone, including Jerry, knows that all the dogs must have died by now, Jerry still wants to go there to give his dogs a final farewell. Then Cooper tells them that the Italian base camp is nearby, and there are many snow cars there, so they can easily cover the journey from there to their base camp by snow car. Everyone, including Jerry, likes Cooper's idea very much. And finally, without wasting any time, they move forward from there. Over there, we see Maya, who was quite injured and couldn't even walk, so she sits down in one place. All the dogs also sit around her. She couldn't get food for herself, so all the dogs hunt together and bring it in front of Maya so that she doesn't face any trouble. All these dogs have survived here without any facilities until now because there is unity among them. They take care of each other, which is why these dogs are still alive in a place where no human can even think of living. Now over there, we see Jerry and his team, who according to Cooper's plan, had reached their base camp. Now Jerry goes to the place where he had chained his 8 dogs. Due to long-term snowfall, the chains had been buried quite deep inside the ice. Now, as Jerry pulls the first end of that chain, he finds Jack's dead body there. In fact, Jack was the only dog who had not freed himself from that chain. Seeing this, Jerry becomes sad and tells his friends, "We came after so many days, yet they didn't leave their chains." Now, moving forward, Jerry sees that no dog other than Jack is chained. Seeing this, Jerry becomes very happy and tells his companions that they freed themselves. Just then, Jerry sees Max coming from a distance. All the other dogs are also coming behind him. Now, as soon as all the dogs see Jerry, they jump with joy and start running towards Jerry. Jerry's joy also knows no bounds because he had believed that all his children must have died by now, but luckily that didn't happen. And now Jerry also runs towards his beloved children, and finally embracing them, he becomes quite emotional because he didn't expect to meet his beloved children in this way. Meanwhile, Jerry's dogs are also very happy to meet Jerry. Now finally, Jerry starts putting all his dogs into the snow car one by one to take them with him. But Max doesn't get into the car. He starts running in another direction. Jerry chases Max, and after going some distance, Jerry sees that Maya is there, who is quite injured. This means Max wanted to tell Jerry about Maya. Maya, who was Max's beloved daughter, seeing her in this condition, tears well up in Max's eyes. Jerry tells Maya, "My dear daughter, let's go home now." Saying this, Jerry takes Maya in his lap and moves towards his snow car with Max. Everyone else is also very happy to see Maya alive, and now finally everyone completes this mission and starts heading back home. With this, the movie ends. To watch more movie explanation videos like this, please like my videos and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.